Well, welcome back everyone to Boggy Bottom Zoo. Today is a giveaway episode. Yes, so please comment just coconut down below for your chance to win the Wetlands Animal DLC. Now, welcome back everyone. We're building for capybaras, otherwise known as a coconut doggy. Yes, that's why the code word is coconut. I know, isn't that crazy? Well, today, you guys are probably watching a million different people building for capybaras and tapirs and doing South America habitats. And I'm like, listen, we gotta do something different over here, okay? We're gonna build a Japanese habitat for your South American rodents. You may be saying, Leaf, I can't believe you're doing this. Well, I have a perfect explanation. So essentially what we're building today is our Japanese pop section. So this essentially encompasses a bunch of different animals that are very popular within Japanese pop culture, and we are essentially lumping them together and really going through how they're popular, when they became popular, and various other elements of incorporating animals into Japanese culture. And I really do like that for this entire section because it allowed me to build another Japanese section, and I always do love doing that. But today we are doing an onsen hot spring for our capybaras, and I'm very pleased with how well this came out. So you guys can see me throw in the capybaras right off the bat to get a good sense of scale, because I literally never do that, unfortunately. I can always recommend that you guys plop down animals first before you actually start building the habitat for them. I know it seems very weird, but it's so important to get a good sense of scale. Otherwise, you're building too big, like I did for the platypus, or you're building too small, like I did for, like the fallow deer or something back in Riverbend. Now, what I am doing over here, I'm essentially just laying out our underwater viewing, and you may be saying, Leaf, as if you couldn't go further down the deep end. Why are you building an underwater viewing for capybara? Well, the capybara deep dive. I was not expecting that whatsoever, but I am so excited that we got them to actually deep dive. That's an incredible thing to have. So we honestly really just wanted to get a underwater viewing for these guys, and we also make this as blue and as smoky and as steamy as possible, so our capybaras are not afraid to actually go for a little bit of a dip. What we're also doing over here, I tried my best to kind of make this feel a little bit more organic, or make it even so that you could actually see a lot underwater. But unfortunately, I really didn't design the habitat to be like that, and since our good old handy dandy free build isn't working, I really just wanted to make best of what I had. So I kind of fixed that up later down the line, and we'll actually see it in the finished product. It looks incredible. But what I'm doing, I'm just building up the rest of the habitat. You guys may remember this from the crane episode. I really do want to use the same kind of theming that we had going on over there. And you can see me do a lot of that same stuff with copying over the original onsen ideas in pieces and all that jazz, and it looks pretty good in the end. I'm very satisfied with it, and honestly, this one kind of rivals the red crown crane as my favorite habitat in this entire zoo. I don't know why. It's just so incredible. But what we're working on over here, I was very inspired by looking at, pictures of Japanese onsens, and I saw a beautiful Torii gate kind of inspired kind of building. So I really wanted to recreate that a little bit, but it was kind of off to a rough start at first, and I'm still not really that happy with the roof, so I think I'm going to go back and redo it later down the line. I don't really know what I was thinking when I was building this, but it doesn't really feel that good. I'm probably going to redo it later down the line, so you guys could look out for that, maybe in a future episode or something, once we do come back to the macaques or something, because I have not built for the macaques just yet. I really want to get all the speed builds done for, the caiman and the lechwe and the buffalo first, before we actually get into all the rest of the stuff. So essentially what I'm going on over here, I'm just making the roof for that. I really do love the framing on the inside though. I really do love that, so I think I'm going to keep that. I think I just got to change out the shingles, because I'm not the biggest fan of that East Asia wood kind of thing going on over there. But I do love just these big old beams, those big chunky beams happening right there. I really do love how well that feels over there. So I don't know, it kind of frames the habitat really nicely. Also redoing that wood viewing structure over there just because, I don't know, I really wasn't feeling that kind of like sort of semi-organic size over there. I don't know. I like how it looks now. That's all that matters. So we kind of copy that to both sides. Hopefully I can convert the other side into a viewing for Japanese macaques. So they're going to go right in between the red-crowned crane and the capybara habitats. Not really in between, but you guys know what I mean. In terms of, like, you know, the pathway. So we kind of have all that stuff going on. And my dog just sneezed. Oh my god, bless you. Hope everyone said bless you to my dog in addition to commenting coconut down below. I'm so going through here and adding a little bit of a waterfall as well. I really wanted this whole habitat to have a lot more activity than I originally would have thought. And I don't know, I'm very happy with how well it came out in the end. I'm doing a little bit of an implied building back there. It's nothing really crazy. In fact, later down the line, I don't think I actually show it off, but I do kind of build underground pathways so that keepers still can access this habitat. Because unfortunately, I know I kind of moaned about this before, but free build doesn't work, and I'm not really used to making my 4-meter wide paths. You guys know how I like to build. I always like to build a lot more smaller, a lot more condensed, and the tiny pathway trick isn't really working for me right now. So that's all on the table right now. So you guys kind of see me struggle with that. Also continuing our Ghost Gum Grove back there. I really do like how that looked in the end. It serves as such a beautiful, beautiful little background. And I really do like how it feels like once it's all completed. And just seeing like this entire zoo from the top now, we're pretty much halfway done. I'd say a little bit over a third done actually. But it's still incredible to see just the progress on this so far. I've never felt more inspired after a pack since North America. And I feel like that's a really big benefit to animal packs in particular. You're just so much more apt to build habitat after habitat. Even though you don't get too many pieces, it still is really amazing what you're able to do with all of it, and like all the ideas that the new animals bring into the picture. That's why I'm really hoping for a primate pack in the future, just because that will really get me to focus a lot more on climbing frames and a lot more like different sections of the world and whatnot. I really hope we get something more along the lines of that. But essentially going through with our tried and true periwinkle grass, because I feel like that brings a certain spunk to this kind of side of the terrain tracks, if that makes sense. We haven't really been using that in the rest of our zoo, unfortunately. Don't really know why, but it's just such a nice little plant. Maybe I was just too like overstimulated with it after like Riverbend and everything like that, and Tear Garden and all that jazz. But I'm really happy that it makes a wonderful little appearance in this exhibit alongside the hydrilla grass. The two in conjunction just work. Conjunction. I don't even think that's a word. In conjunction work really well with each other, so I'm very happy with how well all that looks. Also adding a lot more faux rocks as well. Just making sure that everything feels a lot more cohesive when we kind of make our way throughout this entire exhibit. And also adding a lot more waterfalls, as you guys can probably see. And I really want to make it feel a little bit more rocky over there, very much like our Asian small-clawed otter exhibit that we worked on a couple episodes ago. I know it's going by so fast. I'm doing all the voiceovers in one day, by the way, so this is very fun just to see, you know, the whole progression over the past, like, few days. And also, the capybara came of relevancy in Japan. As of late, I'd say like 2010s, 2020s, but I'm gonna say 2020s right now because they're very much in. Especially with Capybara-san, which is, you know, a little popular cartoon character over there. So we have all that going on right there, and we do our little bit of education boards. Really do love how well those guys came out. And we even do another one for the little baby right there. And we also add the bubbles and mist over there. We're doing our final touches up on the exhibit. Just really love how well this all came out. And adding bamboo, because what would it be? What would, like, you know, an Asian/Japanese section be without some bamboo? It wouldn't be anything, I'm telling you that much. It's very, very necessary material. It's very cheap. I know you guys are tired of me saying this. It's a very cheap material that gives effective and beautiful theming, and that's why so many zoos love to use it. But essentially making our way throughout here with more polyepsis trees. And I also have been using that quaking aspen as a way to bring in a little bit more yellow and a little pop of color at that. I really do like how that looks in the end, and it looks very beautiful and very bright. And I feel like that really helps to give this area a little bit more of a dynamic theme, because we don't really get that poppy yellow in the other sections. Always work with, like, you know, theming and colors and stuff like that with all your sections and your habitats, because it really does pay off in the end once you actually do have a completed build, and you get to see, like, all the different things come into play. When I look back on Sugar Pine, that's very much what I like to see when, like, the Arctic section has, like, those beautiful bright red orange beams, and the other sections mostly focus on, like, you know, the reddish painted beams and stuff like that. I don't know, it's very interesting. But just going throughout here and adding some smaller details, as well as adding some, like, moss to the bottom of here. Maybe this really isn't the easiest habitat to clean, so we have a little bit more moss buildup down there. And I also do include those East Asia stones down there, just as a way to make it feel a little bit more solid, if that makes sense. I felt like without a frame down below, that kind of, like, glass barrier didn't really stand a chance, so I kind of add that over there. And I also want to add a little bit of a bridge, and they use the bridge, and it makes me so happy, and it's so adorable too. And we also do a little bit of fun stuff over here. We add those little bit of hot water taps. You can see them using that in the last part of the video, and they're even using it right there. That's so adorable. That was actually my first time actually seeing them use that, so that was actually very, very cute. Going through the rest of here and making, like, these small little beams so they don't fall off. Doing a little custom one right over there, because we gotta keep that consistent. And we also add the rest to up there as well. It just feels very nice, very organic. And we also make a custom path as well using the mulch pathway. And we also cover that up with a bunch of decals in the end. It looks incredible, and I'm so happy I was able to take, like, you know, the time and really help blend that path in. I would have made it a little bit thinner if I did have, you know, cough cough, my little free build mod. But it's totally fine that I don't have that, because we're doing this entirely modless, and it's just super awesome just to see that all come into play. And essentially, if you guys haven't seen this technique yet, I'm using the decals from the European pack in conjunction with, I said that again, oh my god, with the mulch path from the base game, and adding a few stones to it as well, just to make it feel like it's been trotted and, like, you know, kind of bent down, really bent through the rut of it all, and it looks pretty good in the end. I really do like it. And just, like, it feels so dilapidated towards the sides and stuff that it really does work in the end. And I also cover up that little missing part right there with the bunch, just so it looks a lot better. But here we are. Here's the end of it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, be sure to comment down below coconut for your chance to win the Wetlands Animal DLC. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll pull those winners in about a week's time, so be sure to take a look at the community tab and stay subscribed in order to see that, because if you don't, you probably won't be able to see it. And there they go. Look at them sitting on those little water taps. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Take care and have the most wonderful of wonderful days. Bye-bye now.